Welcome back to the next exciting episode of the Dope Swag Money League Online Dynasty in NCAA 14. The Penn State Nittany Lions are number 3 in the nation and undefeated, but they're taking on what might be my second worst nightmare, the first being a scrambling quarterback and the second being an air raid attack that throws the ball all day long. And we're on the road at Washington State. The Cougars are led by Luke Falk, who's been given a nickname. You might notice on the back of his jersey, if you look closely at a couple of the replay cutscenes, that his last name is Favre Jr. Falk. Luke Favre Jr. Falk, and he proved himself early on, as it was completion after completion after completion. We're barely a minute into this game, scrambling out, throwing to his halfbacks a lot. Jamal Morrow, a 4-yard reception. I believe one of the leading receivers on this team for the Cougars. And there's that same flag route that we saw against West Virginia. You would think Penn State would maybe have a way figured out to defend that by now, but they don't. It's a touchdown. But on the second play for Penn State, Geno Lewis down the seam is the slot receiver, and he's weaving and juking and sliding like it's Tecmo football back in the old Nintendo days, regular Nintendo days. 7-7 though is the contest, tied up. Washington State right back at the regular old routine. Jamal Morrow out of the backfield, looking like a receiver catching these passes. One of the favorite targets of Luke Falk. On the next play though, Caleb Nassib showing that the old DN can defend that a little bit. But then with the flag route back to the other side, Robert Lewis, Penn State struggling against that route. And then even whenever they get a hand on it and get a deflection, Robert Lewis catches it. And Washington State getting that hometown bounce. But they run into each other on the next play. The receivers collide. And it leads to an interception, a big stop for Penn State. Hackenberg tries to give it back on third down. They have to punt. It's a nice 60-yard punt that pins Washington State back, but it doesn't matter whenever Luke Falk is completing passes down the middle. Deep, short, right, left, on the slant with like 2 inches of freedom to throw into, and he threads the needle. Just an incredible start to this game so far. And as if there was any doubt, on the deep go route, River Craycraft. Get used to that name. That speedster was all over the place. And it's a touchdown, 14-7. Penn State trying to respond, going back to their bread and butter. The tight end, Kyle Carter, couldn't quite clear the linebacker there, going to Hamilton on the next play, who gets stripped. A big-time strip. Washington State with a 7-point lead and the ball in Penn State territory, with Falk throwing it to his favorite man out of the backfield, Morrow. A play action. A few plays later, Penn State finally sets up in a defense that can stop that route, but they don't execute. And when you don't execute, you give teams second chances. And when you give Washington State another chance, they take a 21-7 lead, and we're still in the first quarter. The Nittany Lions deciding, hey, maybe it's time that we get this running game going. So they give to Akeel Lynch, but he gets stopped. Back to Deshaun Hamilton, trying to build his confidence back up after that crucial strip. Going to him on the left side. Going to him on the right side. The defense comes up with the tackle this time. No weaving and sliding around. There he is again on the out route. He breaks the tackle, but he gets pushed out down to about the 11. Penn State really needing a score here, and they find it in Kyle Carter. Hadn't forgotten about him yet, but they got to come up with a stop. Oh, Jordan Lucas was there, but he didn't even get his hand up, like he didn't even think to do it. He was just standing there. But a few plays later, the coverage downfield is good. The pressure is strong, and Taylor comes up with the interception. Penn State trying to capitalize. Once down by 14, stretching it back to 7. Kyle Carter with another reception. This one for 18 yards. Brings up 3rd and goal, though, and the give to Akeel Lynch. Washington State was sitting all over the run play. A great call by the defense. The Nittany Lions going to take points. Joe Julius punches it through for the sure 3 points. We've got ourselves a 21-17 game. This thing has started to actually slow down since when it started in the first quarter. The Cougars have yet to score yet, but it looks like they're driving, ready to do so. A screen set up, but it was well covered. And he throws it deep for the touchdown, but wait a minute. There's a flag on the play. And the left guard was downfield blocking, gets called for pass interference. Either way, man downfield. It was definitely a penalty as the screen was set up. Penn State, though, can't stop the Cougars. Even when they throw the quick bubble screens, the quick hitch, it doesn't matter. Jordan Lucas coming up with the big hit, but he just can't haul him in. And then later, Taylor running down the back out of the backfield. At least they get the stop as a team. Good pursuit. Hold Washington State to a field goal. Their only points of the second quarter so far. With 30 seconds left, Penn State, we'll see if they try to push for points or if they try to sit on it. They push for points and they throw an interception. Christian Hackenberg, a fumble. Oh, but Washington State, the hometown bounce. We've seen that deflection earlier. You see the bounce on this fumble. Washington State holds on to it. A 7-point lead. Scrambling around was Falk. This time gets rid of it. No sack. And then a few plays later, getting caught in zone coverage with 6 seconds to go. The Cougars, though, going to go for it. They're not taking the points. Falk dancing around. Oh, and he throws the interception. Campbell pulls it in. What a costly error. Washington State could have stretched this to a 2-possession lead. Instead, it's only a 1-touchdown game into the second half as Akeel Lynch gets it going on the ground. Look at him running out to the 50-yard line. An incredible run. Maybe they'll get that going now. Kyle Carter, the tight end, getting back into the action. Washington State had a great game plan against him today, bracketing him with the safety and a linebacker on that seam route that he runs so often. But unfortunately, Penn State just can't capitalize. Held to a field goal once again. It's a 4-point contest. Almost a sack. A great stop there. It looks like Penn State might be figuring some things out on defense, trying to contain this passing game. Oh, no. But caught out of position was Golden, the safety. And Williams, the corner, just couldn't get the jam. And Craycraft went to the house easily. The speedster for the touchdown. Hamilton trying to get his game going again. Down by 11 with just under 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Akeel Lynch, oh my goodness, breaking tackles. Look at that man go. 2nd and 7 now. The give again to Lynch. The ground and pound, just trying to get Penn State back into position where they can get some more points. At this point, it's not about scoring fast. It's just about getting some points. And on a 3rd and 18, what a great route by Tompkins. Hackenberg hits him right in stride. And then a couple plays later, it's Deshaun Hamilton, another touchdown. This man is out of control. And suddenly it's a 4-point game. Oh, and almost an interception there as we're closing out the third quarter. Brings up a 2nd and 10. It's another second chance. And it's a sack. Finally, Penn State is able to bring down Falk, who's done such a great job of getting rid of the ball, throwing it to the open guys, not taking chances. Once again, great coverage downfield, the pressure. The flag on this play is for intentional grounding. Not much of a factor. Leads to a punt. Penn State gets the ball back here starting off the fourth quarter. A nice return by Geno Lewis, who's juking some guys. Gets down to about the 39-yard line. Penn State, though, on 3rd and 4, not able to do much with it. Trying to catch him by surprise. Forced into the long field goal attempt here. This is going to be about a 50-yard attempt. But Julius punches it through. 31-30, though. Washington State hanging on. Penn State trying to do some things on defense to confuse the Cougars' passing attack. Defenders are there, knocking it away. The guys are open, but the coverage is tight, and they're just not able to hang on. And then on the next play, Falk finally throws a bad one. Had a guy open, and so the Cougars are forced to punt. And back to Penn State. I don't know how that pass got through there, but Kyle Carter hauls it in. Just over 4.5 to go. Now it's Akeel Lynch with a little juke in the hole, up the gut, down to the 25. It's 1st and 10, giving it to the big man again, down across the 15. This man is running like he's possessed. And then later on 3rd and 11, Hackenberg a little too late on the delivery to Lewis. Washington State with a stop, 4th and 2. Julius trying to punch through another field goal. It's up, and it is true. 33-31. Penn State is back in the game, and they're on top by 2 points. But Washington State wasted no time across the 50-yard line. Flag route, followed by another flag route. Good coverage, but the throws are just even better. Zettel, though, the D tackle gets through. He finally makes a play. You don't see that very often from a big man. But, oh, look at that nice deep out route. 1:45 to go. Oh, and it's the blitz. Penn State blitzed the house. They had man coverage, and he stepped in front of it. But, oh, no, Hackenberg. He had a guy open. He had Carter open, and he threw the interception. Washington State, we weren't even done processing the Penn State interception, and Washington State already got it back. They've got a touchdown. Penn State's down by 4, 1:20 to go. Lewis with the catch. Hackenberg trying to take the team down the field. It's 1st and 10. A minute to go. Time's running out. Oh, and he gets sacked. The Nittany Lions are going to have to use a timeout. And Hackenberg is hurt. Oh, no. That's going to bring in McSorley, who had Kyle Carter open, but he missed him. That inexperience. It's 4th and 11. What is Penn State going to do? The backup. He hasn't completed anything yet. He stands poised. He's got a guy. He's got Charles down the middle, and it's a first down at the 10. 35 seconds to go. Akeel Lynch down to the 1. Washington State trying to hang on with a 4-point lead. 32 seconds to go. Penn State. The box is stacked. The handoff to the man in motion. It's Geno Lewis on the jet sweep and a touchdown for the Nittany Lions. 30 seconds to go. 3-point lead. Penn State. Falk drops back, throws it up, intercepted by Taylor, who takes a knee. Washington State only has 1 timeout. This game is over. What a contest. Incredible game by the Nittany Lions. A tough start trying to figure out how to defend this air raid attack. Nothing but passes all day long. The only rushes by Washington State were sacks. They definitely weren't playing runs. And so a very difficult game to get solved for Penn State. But after that first quarter, they were able to figure it out. Akeel Lynch got it going again this week. 20 carries, 104 yards. No touchdowns on the day, but that's okay. He played his part to get the Nittany Lions back in the game. John Morrow, the halfback for Washington State, leading the way for them. Definitely a key guy in the passing game. Using that almost as their running game, just throwing it to him, kind of like a little West Coast action. And Garrett Taylor, the freshman corner, stepping up big in this one with 3 interceptions. Absolutely incredible performance. He will never forget this one on the road, a long ways from home. And 511 passing yards for Washington State. 403 for Penn State by Hackenberg to go with the rushing yards as well. Geno Lewis had himself a nice game, as did Taylor, and we saw what Craycraft did with his 2 touchdowns, 163 yards. And then, to top it all off, a little bit of recruiting news today. We finally got a commitment. Unbelievable. It's taken 8 weeks, and we finally got a commitment for undefeated and number 3 Penn State. Sam Hicks, the athlete out of Grand Haven, Michigan. 6'1", 176 pounds. Not the most elite athlete in the nation, but definitely a great addition for Penn State. Looking forward to having him join us in Happy Valley next season. A lot of options, a lot of potential for him at different positions. We're excited. I hope you are too. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like, comment, or share below, and subscribe if you haven't. And next time you're shopping online at Amazon or eBay, use the links I've provided in the description below to help support my channel. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.